I got a question for you. Do you think I will be able to vault through this barricade, even if there is just one melee hole? Careful, it is a tricky question. In this video, we will be doing all about the wooden barricades, starting from very basic stuff and ending with the advanced stuff. There are the subtitles and timestamps in the bottom. Let's obviously start with the basic things. Deployment of a barricade lasts for 4 seconds and is usually used to block line of sight and entries towards the objective or different part of the maps. Obviously, when you are blocking doors, windows with a barricade, that means you're blocking the same path for your team. For that reason, you do not want to barricade every single door and inside window. You have to keep in mind that roamers, defenders that do not play in objective, can come back to the side safely. As for an example, let's go to Chalet and defend Kitchen and Trophy. Here are 2 barricades to barricade, and there is a hatch in between the double door that is usually opened. You obviously want to limit your angles to 5 feet when you're anchoring, and then you will want to barricade one of the doors, if not both. The question is, which one? Knowing the previous thing I have just said, roamers should be able to go in the side without any obstacles on their way. And that is why it is better off barricading the further door. Barricading both usually doesn't mean a lot, as when attackers are getting rid of a barricade, they will get both of them at the same time. Another great example of blocking line of sight is on the bank, the front desk windows. You're using the barricades to have a safer play inside of conference and front desk against the garage and main entrance rappel line of sight. Before we go in a bit more advanced things, let's give another example of where you should not be putting barricades. Some objectives are usually held off the side. Check the series of map guides made by me. And for example, on Coastline, you do not want to barricade the service and toilet door, as you usually have a defender in the toilet denying the service push. An example of a bit advanced deployment of a wooden barricade off the side for a shot purpose will be, for an instance, if defending armory and archives and playing in the office by the sandwich to barricade the double door towards the long hallway between break, fontaine and office. That way, the office person does not need to watch an additional angle. Also, you could, when defending coastline bars, barricade these 2 double doors, so you get the sound information and cut the line of sight from attackers that are in the lobby. Using wooden barricades as sound information is a fundamental thing to do. Let's get going now on ways of destroying the barricades. You obviously rip off a barricade with holding F for 2 seconds, which is very loud and relatively slow. Also, every barricade can be destroyed by meleeing 3 times and shooting it with around 18 bullets. The bit more advanced part is a tactic so-called prepping the windows and doors. What does it stand for is, you're double meleeing a door or usually a window in order to have a vault prompt after it. Obviously, when you want to prep a window or a door, you want to prep it where it is the least visible, as you want to surprise your enemy. There are different kinds of wooden barricades, aside from obviously double doors, doors and windows. There are 2 different kinds of windows, one that does not have the bottom hidden part, which is harder to prep, and one that does, which is easier to prep. Also, since we are talking about the shooting to prep the window, most people probably know that destroying the glass part of the window actually lets you hear outside more clear. All what you need to do is shoot 5 different points of the visible part of the barricade from the outside to destroy the glass part. Now, try to see the difference. If you want to hear them even louder, then open a corner, depending on which angle will attackers favor the least. And check the difference now. However, opening the holes is not always recommended, as for an example, a sneaky attacker could rappel on the window whereas you are doing something different, or have to worry about multiple angles. Take an example of cafe, piano on the top floor. There are 3 windows in the piano and 2 by the hallway windows. If you wish to open up glasses for all 5 windows with a pre-opened hole, the defender defending piano will most likely not be able to spot an attacker rappelling on the windows, therefore he will most likely die. Another little tip is, and this works only for the windows with a hidden part, you can destroy the glass and mellow the hidden part. That is always recommended to do. Check the difference. That way, attackers do not have a line of sight on you through the window hole, and you can hear them as loud as you have opened anywhere a hole. Do you remember when I said 20 bullets to destroy a barricade? Well, when attacking and want to destroy the barricade, shoot the barricade around 15 bullets. Reload and finish off the barricade. That way, you won't be reloading your gun after the barricade being destroyed, but before it, in case defenders are waiting you to destroy the barricade and run out, and kill you whilst reloading. Let's talk about even more advanced things, that again, people probably know, which is 1 melee vault. Yeah, you can actually go through every wooden barricade aside from the double barricades, or no, it meleeing it just once. If you remember from the past time, there are 3 different barricades that you will need to know, which are doors, windows that have the hidden part, and windows that do not have the hidden part. Here are the spots that you want to aim to do the 1 melee hit. 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is a relatively easy mission to do when aiming. However, when doing this in a match, more often than not, you will have to be doing this whilst running. This takes practice, practice, and practice. What I will suggest you is trying to do 1 hit vault, 3 doors in a row, and then windows. To do the quickest vault, when you melee the barricade, go a bit back and then forward. In that way, you have the acceleration before just vaulting over, and you will receive the vault prompt a bit earlier. So, practice, practice, and practice. You will be using this mechanic in every single match for several times if you're an aggressive player. When practicing, make sure to practice the outdoor window 1 melee vault trick. It is the same barricade, but it is on a different height. The 1 melee thing can work with the Maverick blowtorch, which makes going through barricades very silently. It is very situational, but in case you are in need of it, why not? Let's talk about something that people are aware of, which is prepping the double small doors in order to Spawnpeek. The most common one is on the coastline. You will want to melee it by the 3rd line of the barricade, below and a bit left from the yellow X mark. 1 more melee at 1 line of the barricade high, and then you should be able to cross it. For the standard doors, you want to melee the part that you are using for the 1 melee vault trick and then again on a 3rd line of the barricade, below the spot. You should then again be able to crouch through the barricade, and yet attackers will not know that the barricade was pre-opened for the crouch peek. For an example, on Oregon, dining to contest the Watchtower Rappel player. Due to the green trash can, they will see the barricade untouched, but they will be wrong. There are still some things left to be said, which is prepping windows for escape routes, pushes, and else. Let's see some prime examples on Oregon. Prep the classroom window and roam by the generator. When you're being beamed on the top, jump out of the generator window and simply immediately vault through the classroom window. One more example will be prepping the watchtower T1 window and jumping out of the kids' windows to kill the repelled person by the window and going immediately to the safety. There are some cool flanks with the prepped windows, like on Clubhouse as well, from main stairs window toward the freezer. There are many spots of these, maybe I should make another video dedicated for these flanks. Anyone can Spawnpeek, but not everyone can do it with a profit. There are different ways of Spawnpeeking, and again I will make a video about Spawnpeeks solely. But the thing that includes the wooden barricades are, whenever opening the window to Spawnpeek, ping the window. Make sure it is exactly 2 meters and then mellow the window. That way the glass will be untouched and the attacker will have harder time spotting you melting the window and even hearing you opening the window. Especially if you're doing the Spawnpeek during the action phase. Example on Consulate admin windows. Counter-Raketi with Doc, literally every Pro League ESL match does this. Some useful tips for attackers and barricades are that you can destroy the bottom part of the window, the one with the hidden part, from outside to have a pixel angle onto the defenders. These can be found by the border on 2 examples for an instance. The final topic that many people do not know is actually the start of the example of this video. If you paid more attention to my Valkyrie videos, I was constantly making these things but no one noticed. All the prepping stuff can be done with a double hit on the same spot by the side. The side of the barricade never falls down to the ground, so hitting the side of a barricade 2 times is similar as hitting the barricade anywhere 2 times. Which guarantees you the vault through. Why is this important? Because instead of having 2 medium-large holes when prepping some windows or doors, and especially double doors, you will have a hole of a size of a bullet hole that you could vault through. Not only that, attackers will be mind blown when they get killed through a solid barricade, and you can be extra aggressive. Pre-opening anything like this is pretty much a guarantee way of not letting attackers see your plan. There is actually no downside of prepping the windows like this with a smaller hole, and especially prepping the double doors, which will be obvious for attackers. This way, again, you will be able to even pre-open the double door without attackers knowing it. This thing is not even used in Pro League, as it is a very unknown thing. 100% sure that you will surprise anyone using this strat. There are 2 more little things. When using barricades inside of a building, feel free to open the top right or left corner so the sound is more clear towards you. Check the difference between closed and now opened barricade. With some windows, you can hold pixeling angles once you get rid of the bottom part of the barricade, the invisible one, such as on the coastline or the pink. This one is a bit more common, so you could get pre-fired, but usually when doing this, a different window, you will go unnoticed. A tip for practicing 1 melee vault is, try to practice it only on the top left and right. Bottom ones are less likely to be used, but you will need to be able to hit left and the right barricade correct, depending on the situation you're heading towards the barricade in the actual gameplay. And that will be it.